Hi all. Right, try that again. Just started recording there. An alarm went off on my phone for some reason. I don't know what I've done. I have had to. Well, I wanted to come straight back because I want to find out what's happening here, but I'm quite low on battery, so I've had to. I've got it plugged in here, so it's a little bit more awkward. So whether the cable might come into view at some point, hopefully not. Yeah, we need to know the fate of the HQ just to see, um, yeah, just to see if it's going to make it or not. Um, so, well, let's just kind of go for it, shall we? So we're drawing a landing card just for the HQ. So it's going to be a landing card in the west, and we're just praying for not the mine symbol. Okay. I haven't missed anything else. No, that's the first thing we need to do. Okay, here we go. No mines, please. No mines. Yes. Result. Okay, that's a relief, I tell you. That was like I just had to come back for that. I might just leave it now. I just had to come back to find out if that went. And I hope you all trust me. Um, you can see how things have been going for me, and that I'm not one to mess about these things. I take them on the chin. I might sometimes sound a bit grumpy about it all. I try my best with that, but well, you can't help it. If you're gonna play games like this, just gonna have to accept it, Mister Butterfield. Grr. Oh, you're a genius. You're a genius, and I'll still, I'm still going to purchase your RAF game. I've Yeah, in fact, I might do that later. In fact, I probably should have done that after that last US action phase. Should have just went on the computer and pressed the buy button because I felt good. Yeah, shouldn't I shouldn't have waited until I drew that card just to see. It might turn me off again. Okay, good, excellent. No mines. Now we do have some other delayed units to land, so let's have a look at them. Yeah, and they're just for this side. This has been delayed a few times now, and yeah, it's been delayed twice, and these have been delayed the once, haven't they? But these are good. These are armored, so well, yeah, actually, that's pretty good as well. Then that's more stuff to get along beside that H. Oh, that would have made it even worse if that hadn't landed, then, wouldn't it? I'm not saying these are going to land as well, mind you, but we'll give it a go, eh? So I think now these are going to come in on 14. Now it's 15 when it changes, so it's just the same old situation. They could drift twice to here. They could be delayed. They could lose a step, or they could just go in. So I think I'll put the two. Well, oh no, hold on. We can put these anywhere, Grant. We can put them anywhere. Yes, indeed. Ooh, does any? Oh no, it doesn't matter. We've got our HQ in now. We've got the required machine gun anyway. I think they do give a machine gun though, don't they? Anti-aircraft, yeah. But it was getting the HQ in to be able to get their tanks to support the fire, and showing nothing can. If green fired at leaders, that would that would yeah. I'll not say what that would do. Um, okay, so we can put them anywhere, but to be honest, we're probably wanting them all beside the HQ anyway. Well, we've got two circles, so we need to watch. These are going to be the same result. And the triangle. Well, I seem to remember having two cards in the trot that were circles, weren't? Oh, but you know what though? We get to shuffle the cards after this turn. I noticed that on the turn track. So we can't consider any of that nonsense. Um Now, why don't we still go for that hope that circle means D and they're both going to land there. And, well, hang on though, hang on. Oh, yeah. You're not thinking about mines again, Grant. Well, you know what? At least I'm deploying 3 units this turn, and I would just take the hit on this guy probably. Because the clear parts are all way along here or here. And what have we got here that's troubling us fire-wise? Well, green is still a trouble. And blue. So we want to try and keep out of that. Yeah, so that is intense green. So do you want to be going in there? Because we're not... Well, we might be having a go at green this turn. And these won't land till next turn. So if it works out, we might. It might be safer. Because I don't think we're going to move the HQ. So it might be safer these guys... No, I'm just hoping they're going to land like that. But yeah. Spending far too much thought on this, Grant. Because you don't know what the symbol's going to be. Right, I'm just going to go with that. I'm trying to overthink it. Okay. Right. Now, we're on to the event. So, like I said, at the end of the last turn, these next 4 events, 13, 14, 15 and 16 are huge. I mean, not that every event isn't important, and you see how strong they can be. I mean, I think they're balanced to the game. I guess there's more bad than good. I could be wrong with that as well. I come up with these things, but I don't actually know any probabilities or whatever. But I'm not sure I want to know. I went away at the end of that and I was going to look for that file that John had been talking about, and then I thought, I'm not sure I want to know too much about it. Obviously, the 50-50 side of the colours is straightforward because there's 6 colours and 3 turn up on the card. So, but as for some of the rest of it, maybe it's best left to the game to let it do it to you when it's going to. Okay, so we're going for this event. Yeah, don't see why not. So it's turn 13. Event phase. Hoping for a good one, as usual. Here we go. 13 reinforcements. C, E, and F. Well, it's not A. So there is that. But in actual fact, it's not G either. It's not A and it's not G. That could be... Well, it's not good. C... Where's E? Yeah, okay, that's in the middle. And F. Where's F? Oh, F's further inland. F's not really a problem at the moment. No. Well, that could have been worse because we don't want reinforcements in A and G. Although C, hang on. Yeah, C might be... Because our plan was to go up to the brown position, wasn't it? So C might be a problem. I think it's going to be in C2 though. Is that in C1? Yeah. I think it's going to be C2, which is just enough out of the way, really, isn't it? It might not be too bad. Oh, okay. Right, well, it's not a good event, but we might be able to make a bit better out of it than what I thought. So German reinforcements, place 1 each in zones C, E and F. We have just enough left. Which I'll tell you what, that's quite nice as well. Mind you, we've had 2 tactical reinforcement depth markers already, haven't we? So, I don't know. Is there more than 2? There might be. So if we did turn up a 3rd, there's not going to be any tactical reinforcements left. Right, so I'll get the units down and we'll see where they're going. Right, so I brought them down in the order that they were. So this is for C, this is for E, this is for F, and that's the last 3 tactical reinforcements. So any more, they're going to go into the divisional ones, which are tougher. But like I've said, if we do happen to reveal another WN tactical reinforcement, then we score there. Okay, so C, I think it is going where we said. What did we say? Was it C3? I believe. Or was it C2? Yeah, I think so. Because there's nothing. This is C1 here. There's nothing within 2 or adjacent. So C2 for the first one. And then E is, zoom out a bit. Ooh, that's within 2, isn't it? Well, so is that. Where's E1? Have we got E1 already? Yeah. So E2 and E4 are within 2 of this ranger. Oh, that's going to hurt, isn't it? Well, it is spoiling because I would maybe been hopeful of taking that. Well, no, in actual fact, yeah. I said that any reinforcements are going to be a pain because him going there just stops, the chance of maybe taking this. It's now spoilt this. That makes it harder for us to wander around to that. They were all sitting there, and that's what I said about that A position. I'll just stroll up there and grab a few victory points. These events are huge. They really are. Reinforcements are. Yeah, so that now spoils, although, right, we actually, I say we controlled it. Could we trace US communication? Maybe not at the time. No, probably not at the time, but we had control of it with the unit, if you like. Yeah. And now we don't because Green's now firing into there. So, yeah, it's not good. So, and the last position is F, which is further inland. Like I say, I don't think that's going to affect things at all. Probably just going to find F1 and that'll be that. Right, where is F1? Ah, yeah, it's the brown one. Right, okay. So F1 is just 2 X's away from this guy. And brown. Yeah, none of the F positions within 2, so that's it. So, yeah, this was the worst. This was the worst of the 3. Yeah, just because, okay, I've nothing else, or we can't take, or something happens, I'll go and grab. He could have strolled up here, stood in here, and gained 2 points. Assuming we can trace the communication, right? But we're working on that. Okay, right. Well, a bad event. Could have been worse. Yeah, it could have been worse. That's true. So let's just go with that. Let's hope for a nice fire phase again, like we got the last time, or even better. And that card had artillery on it as well. So, well, artillery, we've maybe knocked a few of them out now, so we might stand a chance of getting away with artillery as well. So there is that. Okay, shall we push on with the German fire phase? Yes, why not? Right, so fire in the east. Coming up. I don't know what we need, what we want. Here we go. Ooh, right, so we do get artillery. And it's a 3, which isn't good. I prefer to see a 4 or 5. Right, well, we'll check it out when the time comes. What have we got? Orange, fire in. We've taken orange out. Double red, excellent. Yes. That was what we didn't want, did we? We didn't want red. Oh, blue's firing. Circles. Blue's firing at circles. It can fire at circles. You bash on. You keep firing at circles. Well, not all day long, but for the moment. Good. We've got a result, I think. So orange. We've got a reinforcement up here, but there's nothing in it. I don't think we need to bother about them until we see if we can find these 11 victory points. And then double red is disrupted. And like I say, if it had been a single red, that would have been... Well, actually, we would have got away with that too. We were worried about the diamond, weren't we? And then blue is firing at circles. It's not hitting armour though. So it's got nothing. Right. And we've no units right on this side. Now, is artillery firing? Well, we need 3 positions. Yeah, I think it is. Well, I'm just seeing this 75 here, aren't I? So, and then the other 2 are from the... Oh, it's going to take that Whoa, yeah, actually, you know what? Oh, wait a minute. Might take that. Well, I think we're going to have a choice. Now where's that? Oh no, it's going to take this. That's cruel. Okay. Let's just double check these positions. So, but we need to control these positions, don't we? So WN60 is a purple position here. Right, so we don't control that. So we can forget about that. The other one needs WN64. Well, there it is. It's blue, so we don't control that either. So both of them are active up there. One's a 105 and one's an 88. Right? And we need a mixture of 3, and then we have this 75. If this was disrupted, we would have a result. Or if it was unoccupied. It is, however, not. So we are getting artillery fire. I can never quite remember it. This one. I've still not been able to find it on the charts there, so... I know exactly once I see it though. It's like 1, 2, 3 or 4. An infantry unit of choice in the beach landing box, we have none. A non-infantry unit in a beach hex. So that's where we're at. And then when it comes down to it, if you need to select from among them, you select the most steps. Well, there's not going to be anything that beats 4 steps, and that's a circle. So sadly, oops, is that cable getting in the way? Sadly, this guy does take a hit from artillery. It's not the end of the world. He drops to a 6 with 3 steps, but yeah, been better if it wasn't there. Okay. Well, no, we shouldn't complain about that. That was a decent fire phase. So let's get the one in the west going. Right, just try to squeeze it in there. There we go. What we got? We got purple, double blue, double brown. Right, purple is disrupted. I'm only looking at the WN positions right enough. And double blue is going to happen. The triangles. Should I look? Well, I'm going to have to look at some point. Please no. Oh, you dirty, horrible thing. Okay. So double blue's firing, and then double brown, well, no. It's a single, but it's disrupted. Actually, just while we're back, let's just jump back here and take disruption off of. It was red, wasn't it? It was only red that. So on the card, well, you see the card there. Orange wasn't, and blue fired itself. Actually, yeah. And then so across here, purple is disrupted. Double blue is going to fire, and unfortunately, it's hitting this guy. He's in steady blue and he's a triangle, so he takes a hit. And I'm just going to straighten him back up just because he's got that climb cliff marker on him. I just do that to, obviously, in case I try and hit him again. But that's all blue's doing as well, isn't it? That's annoying, that's frustrating, but yeah, okay. And this is a single purple that would fire, but there's nothing. I don't think the reinforcements are hitting anything. Actually, this is getting hit by green, right enough. Never noticed that. No, yeah, it is, yeah. Yeah, that would have been nasty. I didn't realise that. I noticed green fired in here was sporadic, but green actually... Let me move that card. Green fires into here. So a single green would have been terrible. Ooh. And we're going to have to survive another turn with him in there as well, so we'll have to keep our fingers crossed for that one. But I don't think there's any other reinforcements. It's just that one that's affecting things. Yeah, red doesn't... Yeah, well, it didn't get red anyway. So, and then double brown, like I say, doesn't fire, so... That was pretty good. It was... Yeah. Yeah, it would have been great to have just got him, because, well, not so much. Well, I'd feel so much safer if once he started climbing over this hex, because then he's only in the purple, and we're trying to keep that disrupted anyway. Oh well. You can't have everything. It wasn't terrible again, but it was just far better the last time, I think. Okay, so any beaches, hexes get cleared. Oh, hang on. We need to undisrupt as well. There's no artillery here, so purple comes off, and brown comes off. So yeah, that's a point. Red stays disrupted. Yeah, we would have preferred purple staying disrupted and brown to an extent, but certainly purple we would have preferred to stay down, because we wanted to use maybe both the tank fire. We weren't really fussy about red undisrupting, because we're going to attack that again. Nah, well. Right, okay, so engineers phase then. Let's see if we can clear any hexes. Right, so what do we have? Orange did not fire, red did, and blue. So red and blue are unclearable. Yeah, so we're clear right along here, aren't we? Oh, well, we can get this hex, can't we? Yeah, and then that gives us clear from here right to here. So we can just take these markers away. And that's us cleared right along, so that was quite good. On the other side, the cards will be up there, aren't they? We've got purple, blue, and brown. Yeah, I'm looking again about the double thing, but I do seem to remember if the colour's on the card, that's it. And there's a unit occupying the position, obviously. I don't think it matters about the double thing. So purple, blue, purple, right, this is okay. This is in red and green. And yeah, brown kicks in here, so we've got Yeah, either this hex or this hex. Well, there you go, actually. This is a good one, isn't it? We're trying to land in there. Yeah, I suppose I would maybe pick that, but where I've placed these units, I think this might be the better hex. Well, that's getting the D result, or the step loss, I suppose. If not, they'll drift 2 that way. This guy could drift 2 and land in there, I suppose, but I'll just go for that. Okay. Right, I think I'm maybe going to have to take a pause here. That's us moving on to the good bit as well, but so what are we on? We're on turn 13. We're moving into the US action phase. 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. We need to, I think, start looking at the numbers. Because, yeah, it does still look maybe possible. I didn't think it would, but it maybe does. I think the fact we didn't get reinforcements in Zone A there, if Zone A had turned up, and the thing is, we've got 3 more events to go, haven't we? So, yeah, I think I need to sit and start looking at the numbers, also confirm that I've got my communication thing worked out. There is a bit of work to do still. Maybe, I think we were looking to give this draw a try. We need to get this guy out, but this guy's still climbing. He's going to take a bit of time to get there. He's now been reduced as well. Fair enough, we can get tank support help. But, yeah, this is going to be, what is it? 13 is going to be in there. 14 is going to be ready to go. He's not going to be able to attack that until turn 15. And that's all going well. So, then again, could we have a go at it with the tanks, maybe? Yeah, both tanks are in range, Yeah, but we've got other things that we need to do. There's loads of things to do, isn't there? As usual in this game. Right, I'm going to cut it there just now, guys. I don't know what this is. Was that us only at 28 minutes? Yeah. So I'll make a cut anyway, and I'll probably still be able to chunk it all together. Okay. I'll be back soon. I'm not sure if I'll get back tonight, but I'll no matter to you guys. I'll be on the end of the video. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right, where are we? Yeah, we're not starting the turn, we're on turn 13. There's going to be a shuffle of the cards after this, and I think I mentioned that already. So, yeah, we're on US action phase. Well, last action phase was great. It was really good fun, and I really enjoyed that, and yeah, it's made me more positive about now trying to succeed. I know it's probably still going to be a tough call. We certainly need the 13, 14, 15, 16. We need the 3 events to go our way, because yeah, the event wasn't so good, was it? We've got our HQ landed though. Yeah, they got reinforcements C and F. What we don't want is reinforcements in A and G, I think. That would be rather nasty. But if we can avoid that, I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I just sat down and pressed the record button here, because I was going to have a look and start looking at what possibilities might be on. I mean, it's difficult, but what I need to do is make sure that if I take the positions and if certain events don't come up, that I can at least trace this communication, because that caught me out the last time. And again, regarding this side with this draw, I'm probably not going to know, because if G comes up as a reinforcement, then it's going there, and that's going to it's probably going to finish it there, but yeah, fingers crossed. There was a couple of things to discuss. Yeah, I noticed Now, this wasn't my last action phase. It was the one before that. So it's gone back a bit, and it's not relevant, but some of you might have noticed when I took the climb marker off this guy underneath and tilted him as I do when he's completed a move, I actually placed the unit on top back in that state as well, and it hadn't actually had an action. However, it would have cost an action to do anything with it, and I had no intention of making an attack with it, so it's kind of irrelevant, but I just noticed I had done it. Another thing, yeah, twice in that last action phase, I conducted a barrage after I'd moved the unit. So I'm sure Martin, he pulled me up for, well, not pulled me up, but mentioned it's probably a better way of doing it, and he's quite right, that if you are going to move a unit, no, this was going back a couple of turns ago. Before I put the hero on this guy, I had moved him, he was in this hex, and I moved him back into this hex. Admittedly, he's one of the risky units that's going to cause catastrophic loss. So I moved him out of the steady purple into the sporadic purple. But then after that, I decided to attempt barrage on the purple. Now, fortunately, if you like, well, fortunately or unfortunately, if you like, I missed the barrage. So I probably would have ended up moving that guy back, but I should clearly have taken that barrage on first. If it succeeds, don't move that guy, leave him there. You know what I mean? Okay, don't move him into the green. Well, I don't think I had the action to do it anyway. Oh well, I must have done because I moved him back, didn't I? Yeah. Well, don't move him back one though. Don't move. Don't move him into the green if you don't want. If you feel like that's risky, which it was. But at least leave him in that purple because he's nice and safe there. You know. Anyway, it was silly, and that was before. It was before we knew what we were maybe going to do with this guy. And I'm still not sure this rush up this draw is the right thing for him to be doing anyway. But we shall see. And of course, the other one was, which I pointed out and I was really annoyed with, and this caused me to have to use an action here, was I moved this unit into here. Again, it was to get him into a safer hex, out of the purple fire. And then a barrage there, and we actually got lucky this time and got the barrage and disrupted it. And then we had to spend an action the following turn to activate that guy. Now, I was looking back on it, and I'm pretty sure some of you, and I probably should have myself, was backtracked and took the move back. There wasn't exactly new information. I knew I had succeeded at the barrage, but it was kind of irrelevant, you know what I mean? It was either, it's not that, I should have done it in that order, you know? It's not that I still wouldn't have moved this guy, but it did depend on the barrage. But I should have done it first. And I think I was looking at the game then thinking, oh, this is hopeless. And to be honest, I didn't really think I was going to be successful at the barrage anyway, because I needed the shape and the colour. But anyway, I didn't take it back. I suppose I don't like doing the things. I've maybe done a couple that and might have felt a wee bit more uncomfortable that one. But I'm sure some of you and probably would have said, some of you have been maybe watched it and says, well, just move that guy back, Grant, because you clearly would have done that. You would barrage first. If you get the disruption, don't move the guy. If you don't get the disruption, then fair enough, move him. However, okay, that's what it is. That's went by. Yeah, I think that was all. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but can't quite think what. Oh, Martin came back. I got an email from this morning. A few more questions that he had asked John Butterfield on his hotline to him. He's got a direct hotline to John Butterfield. I'm just kidding. Well, I don't know. Maybe he does. Anyway, the bulk of the questions were from Enemy Action Ardennes, and I noticed a couple of them to answer. I just briefly looked over them. I've not really had the time, and I think I'd probably need the time to maybe open up some of my videos to see the situations he was talking about. However, I do think 2 or 3 of his questions may have come from his own game of Enemy Action Ardennes as well. So I need to open the rule book and have a look. But he did go and ask one question from DD at Omaha Beach, and it was back when I asked about the ranged infantry firing from here up to this hex. Bear in mind, an adjacent infantry unit is attacking and he's supporting the fire. But he's firing across a scalable cliff and also a bluff. And I just wondered if that was an issue. It's maybe not clear in the rules, but if you look at the rules, you would think, yeah, that's allowed, it's okay. But I dare say Martin wasn't 100% sure as well, so he went and asked John Butterfield, and John came back saying, yeah, that's okay, as long as you're abiding by all the other rules. What was it, 8.15, 8.12? Yeah, and he mentions hang on, let me just get the answer. Yeah, no, it's actually 8.15. He says, yes, as long as the rules in 8.15 and the bulleted text added to are adhered to. And then basically it says, as noted on the terrain effects chart, a unit on the low ground, beach or pavilion may not attack across a bluff or cliff hexside unless capable of conducting ranged fire. A unit on the high ground may attack across a bluff hexside but not across a cliff hexside. A heavy infantry unit, range of 2, which is what we are talking about, may attack across a bluff or cliff hexside, but only if another infantry unit is attacking the German position from an adjacent hex through an allowed hexside. Yeah, so that's fine. And also the high ground restriction is it needs to be firing down onto the beach for us to be able to see it. And that's whereas if you recall, well, if anybody did watch the last game, I wanted to try and use my ranged infantry from here to fire into this Brown position when he was only 2 hexes away. However, I can't do that because he's on the inland. He doesn't fire down on the beach. So if you like this bluffs, it's stopping the line of sight, if you like. That's the way to look at it. So that's good to get confirmation of that. And thanks very much again, Martin, for getting on that hotline and keeping John on his toes. I'll have a look at the other the enemy action stuff later on. It just seems like a long time ago since we had that on the table. But yes, indeed. Okay, so we're on US action phase, and like I say, I had the great action phase the last time, so let's see if we can keep that going. Okay, so I was just glancing at the eastern side just to see what I might have available point-wise. And, well, here's my thinking. We are going to get, and I know this is drifting into the west side as well, but we're going to need their help because Orange and Brown they're done. We're not getting these points. This reinforced here, spoiling that, and this reinforced here, spoiling the Orange. So we're not getting anywhere near them. We gave up on them a little bit ago. So there's actually no real point going in and trying to take this Brown position. So what we thought we'd do is get this group and come across to help not only knock out this red position, because, at first I thought blue fired into here, but it doesn't. This purple position fires into here. So we don't know what this WN marker is yet, but as soon as we attack with the tank, given the bazooka for this attack, we will then find out and hopefully be able to take it out. Should have enough strength, even if we have to attrition maybe this guy away or something. That probably means that I do want to be attacking with both, which means 2 actions on this side. And then the other thing, this other force is going to come up here, hopefully take out this red guy on his own at the moment. Again, fingers crossed. Thought I might be able to get up to here, but I don't think I can, because I've only got 13, 14, 15, 16. I've only got 4 turns left, so this guy technically could go 1, 2, 3, 4 and grab the 2 hexes for victory points. However, I think he's probably going to need to stop for a turn and help attack on that. Maybe not. If I can get the rest of the force up in time, then we might. But what I thought he could do was probably get to here and make the attack and then grab the purple. So that would be 1 point for that. 2 points for the 2 red, so that's 3. Now, the blue were not taken. So then we look here at, well, I'm not going to consider, this looks like it could be risky. So there's the 3. We're going to have the orange because we're going to take the purple out. So that would be 4. Taking the purple out would be 5. Should have this hex. Fingers crossed I can actually even move a unit into this, no, mind you, A1 as well, you know what I mean? Like I say, what I don't want is the next event to say reinforcements in zone A. And I'm going to be like, oh, that is not going to be. So anyway, so 3 over there, 4 for the orange, 5 there. We should definitely have one of these. Well, I say definitely, you know, I could take this, control this, and then a reinforcement could appear there. It fires into there, so it spoils it all. You know, or this reinforces and fires into the purple here. All these things can happen. So 3, 4, 5, let's just say 6. That's not bad. I mean, to be honest, the east is the better side. And bearing in mind, that was some of the west helping here. In fact, well, probably the bulk of the best west helping there. So 6. Now, if you do consider... if we do pull this off, then that makes it even much better, because we get the 2 for the green, so that takes us up to 8. We would get the 1 for the brown, 9, and we're hoping to get this, because I mean, nothing fires into this. That's 10. You know? I mean, I think it's going to be a tough for these 2 units to stroll up here, this guy to stroll up here, none of them to get hit, make an attack on that pretty much on the last turn, and defeat it. It's, you know, I started thinking, could I not have had a wee bit more strength up there, you know, to get to 12 strength? It's imperative this guy reaches there, because, like I say, we do have the flank covered, which is maybe, you know, maybe what we might need. I mean, if artillery requirement comes up, even if machine gun comes up, we're screwed. But then again, between then and then, we might get another hero, and I might be able to get punked on that guy. But it's imperative he survives up to here to have that opportunity to attack, if we're going to try and get the... But that's worth 1, 2, 3, 4... That's worth 4 victory points, I think. Again, this is not thinking about other horrible things happening. So, potentially on this side, you could be looking at the full 10 or 11 points if things went our way. I mean, I'm not confident about that, because I don't think this game things have went our way, but however, it's there on paper to be possible, I think. Now, while we're talking about that though, we need to watch for this communication. I don't think there's any issues here, because this is all slope area coming down through here. So anything up here that we grab, we more likely can trace, no problem. The same can be said of these. You could come down through the draw. At the moment, what we're looking at, I mean, you know, again, if something reinforces here, then... Oh no, there is a slope here, there is a slope here, so you could... Well, actually, I'm not going for that red position anyway, am I? It's just the red and orange and... the brown and the purple. So this is all slope, so we can trace through slope. It's just the bluffs that you can't trace through. Hold on though. So see, because blue fires into here, so we can't actually trace through this hex, but we can trace through this one. So from purple and brown, we can trace through here and down to the beach. So that would be okay, as things stand at the moment. And this red position, however, see, this has bluff... Well, hang on. No, we can just... I'm assuming we can trace... It doesn't mention anti-tank ditches or anti-tank walls. So these 2 reds and this purple can all trace down. No, they can't, because that's a bluff there. So this guy could trace down into here. But remember, we need both of these to count. So he would have to trace along into here, then across the boundary, and then he would have to go down here, down the slope here, because blue fires into here. Yeah, so that's still doable. So that looks still doable on that side, what I can see for communication wise. So I'm not going to go and look across at the west just yet. I'm just going to start making some moves now, because I don't want to like overload all my thoughts with that. But it sounds positive. Again, we need the luck. We need the luck of the events, and probably the German fire card, the fire phase as well, in particular when we're approaching this brown position, and quite possibly the red as well here. Right, okay, so what are we going to do? Well, we've got the red undisrupted again, so we need to do something about that, but we might actually be having a go at that with the tank this time, so we'll come back to that. So what are we doing in this area then? Okay, I remember the plan for here. This guy, we attritioned away that naval artillery depth marker. So he's got mortar and bazooka. This guy can supply that. We're up the slope, so he has doubled, so he's got 2 strength. So it pretty much has to be him. Yeah, he's the only one adjacent. So we're 6 strength. We have the weapons. We're 6 against 2. We are doubled. This unit's gone. So that's the first part of that. Now, that meant that guy had to stay there 1 turn, but I think we planned for that, because 14, he moves into here. 15, he moves into here. So they're the 2 fire phases he's got to survive, and then 16, we attack. And 13, 14, 15, 16 attack. So yeah, these guys have to move. So yeah, I think I'm as well sticking with that plan. It's got a chance, you know. A single brown fires. What have we got? We've got a diamond and 2 circles. So, you know, it could fire here and with a circle and disrupt A2, and then that's probably that. I mean, if that guy survives there by himself, I suppose I could have if it meant getting that 11th victory point, which I seem to recall in the last game, when I realised I'd made my blunder, I had a single attack I could make on this that I wasn't going to do. And when I realised my blunder, I thought, well, you know what, if it comes off, I'll get the victory point. And I ended up with, I had the weapons and I was equal. So it didn't, I think I disrupted them rather than defeating them, and I needed to defeat them. And so, you know, if it comes to that. So I think we go for that. Just realised, oh well, hang on, I don't need to move the general just yet, because the general's going to have to move up there too, isn't he? Is this a clever move? Sorry, moved back along there. Well, it's what you had planned, Grant. I suppose I'm just counting up all the points there, but I'm just ignoring all the things that could go wrong, which is maybe what I need to consider also. I think we give it a try. Yeah, because that is worth 4 victory points. It's not just these 2. It's getting the green. Now, the other snag here, is we need to be controlling this hex. It's all very well having that infantry in there and the 2 infantry units in there. We need to be controlling this. I mean, this can control this hex, but we've got nothing to control this. Oh dear. Oh, that's a problem. I think. What turn? 13. We've got 4 turns. We might need to bring some of this back, but you know what the problem with that is if I bring something like that back, and then our mission to take out Brown fails, it's all been wasted, and that unit could have went elsewhere maybe to grab other points. Ah, well, hold on. We could ignore. No, that means we're moving into 14, 15, 16, yeah. That means we're having to move into intense brown. I thought we could do 14, 15, attack, 16. Then we've got that one and that one, but we miss out on the purple. But it means moving into intense brown on the last. Oh, it also means we're not going to be flanking. Okay, that is a problem. It's just a lack of units. So, the only other thing, now I'm wishing you know what, I probably could have used one of these units. 13, 14, 15, 16, nah, they're too far away now. Okay, I'll look at the possibility. The only other thing I can think of doing is moving one of these into this hex, and then we're only attacking with 8 strength rather than 10. And I think having the flank might be more important, and it also avoids me having to move in that intense fire on the last one before we attack. And the other thing, worst case scenario, out of all that, is we probably get control of purple. No, we won't. Well, we might. We're going to trace communication down into here, into here. No, he can't trace into here if we didn't take the brown out. And this is not easy, is it? Right, well, what I can do is move these 2 units into here just now. Another hope would be drawing an event that upgraded a step. That would be superb. Or would it? Well, yeah, it kind of would, because then we could push on with just the 1 unit that was 4 strength and still have the 10. Well, if I push him into there just now, and I'm not going to move the general because it would mean he's moving into this brown, and if that brown fired, the whole thing that, and it was a star. So I'm as well leaving the general there. He's still controlling them all, still commanding them all. And we'll look at the situation further along and decide if we can spare one of the 4 strength units to come back. I mean, he would have to go. What, we're on turn 13. Don't know if he's involved in the fight here. He might. I don't think he is. I think it's just that guy we need, isn't it? Well, let's have a look, Grant. I think the weapons were coming for this guy. Yeah. So, which is... Oh, hang on. No, he's got a bluff in the way. He's in that nice position where it's... You can just chill out there. Oh, well, we do have this guy that could do the job as well, though. It is doubled, though. Okay, we'd need support from something else. But we've got the artillery there. Okay, so... Yeah, what... If I can spare that guy right now... 14... No, this is 13, isn't it? 13, 14. I mean, he only needs to move into this hex here, as long as he projects... Oh, wait a minute. No, because that's on the higher ground. Does a slope in the way matter? I think it still does, doesn't it? Yeah, it doesn't matter. 12.11, a US unit in a beach pavilion or draw hex does not control adjacent hexes on the high ground. The reverse is not true. So, yeah, I need to keep an eye on that. I thought it might have just been a situation where there was a bluff in the way, but that's not what it says. So this is high ground and this is low ground, so we can't sit here and control this hex. Whereas we could sit here and control that hex because it's kind of lower down. This guy can still control this one though. That's fine. However, we're going to have to bring... So that's 13, 14, 15, 16. We're going to have to actually move a unit right into there. And that's going to be horrible if I fail at my mission here. It's going to be a waste, but it could be worth 4 victory points. So I think we have to do... Well, there is the other choice of moving just one of these into here. And I don't need to do that until last minute. You know, it doesn't need to sit in the brown fire. I can just wait until turn 16 and I'm probably going to be moving the general up a bit, but that's fine. Okay, well, I suppose it depends on what we need to do here, what we think we can achieve here, and that's what I need to seriously think about, I suppose. Because if this 4 strength unit can gather a couple more points across here, possibly, then that might be better, and then take our chances with just the 8 attack. It's all about having the weapons, isn't it? Because he's going to get doubled. So I know I'm jumping all over the place here, but this guy's going to get doubled. He's in a building hex, and he's going to get doubled. So I mean, if we go up there with 8 and he gets and he happens to be a 4, which is possible, even if we have the weapons, we're only equaling them, so we're only disrupting them. So that's not any good. If we go up there with 10 and the situation's the same, and we, as long as, again, we need the weapons, and we have the weapons, we defeat them. Now, if he's only a 3, the 8 strength will be enough, again, as long as we have the weapons. So, there we are. What do you take out of that then, Grant? I take out of that I prefer going in with 10 strength than 8. Okay, so again, we need to seriously look at what's going to happen here. Okay, let me pause for a second. Okay, decided we can just attack with the 6 strength unit. I think, can we? Oh no, I need something else, don't I? Because he's going to be 6, so I need 1 more point. Oh yeah, but the artillery's doing nothing anyway. Just double check the artillery rules, just in case. Right, artillery units, if they're wanting to join an attack, there's got to be an infantry unit adjacent, attacking, which is obvious for all attacks. So artillery units must be in range but not adjacent. Okay, good. In command of an HQ, not a general. Oh, that is also commanding at least 1 infantry unit attacking the position. Yeah, that's the one. See, just the way I looked at that, I mean, we're good with that because the HQ is there though, but that's the one that can maybe catch you out. You can maybe think, got an HQ here, is in command of this thing, there's an infantry unit attacking away up here somewhere. Well, no, that doesn't work unless the HQ's commanding it. And that's why it says you'll find this condition difficult to meet until later in the game, where, later in the game, the HQ puts a command post down and then the range of its command extends. And if the artillery is not armoured, it may not be in the field of fire of an undisrupted German unit. So, yeah, we've got the conditions in place. Oh, yeah, that brings up something. Somebody had asked the question. Now, I don't know if it's different because it was just the introductory scenario they were talking about. Which may well just take, is it just control the east side maybe? Anyway, the question was he thought that artillery was kind of pointless because of how it worked and the introduction. So I don't know if that scenario is different, but I kind of feel like that scenario is still from turn 1 to 16. And, and he says, well, it doesn't look like you can use artillery, it's kind of pointless, along the lines. And I said, well, it is hard to use, but it can be used. And, there was some other guy, how was that guy, Nico, had replied saying that, well, he said that if you're using artillery in the early game, then you're doing something wrong. And I was like, right, okay, well, that could be true. I think maybe what he's meaning by that is you shouldn't really be still down in this area. You should be moved further up, and your artillery should be kind of useless until you've set up your command post. Which, yeah, he might be right in that, and unless he's meant something else. But John Brown come back and defended me as well. I noticed, John. Thanks for that. Defended my reply by saying that Grant used it in one of... Well, I'm saying he defended me, John. If what that Nico said was you're not doing a very good job, if you're maybe not defending me as such, if you think about it. But no, I'm fine. I'm fine with that. Well, I didn't get to the 11 points, so he could well have a point, and we're still going along here. However, I am able to use this artillery. We are within the first 16 turns. Again, I'm not quite sure. Maybe there's some restrictions within the introductory scenario, but none of that was mentioned, because that was my first response, was I've never played that before, but, Anyway, so, what was I thinking? Yeah, so we can use that artillery. So, yeah, I was looking at this guy. So he's the most furthest pushed on. Now, this hex here is a really good hex to end, or this hex here, if I can stretch up to it. And you know what? If we get 2 of the hexes, right, there's another 4 strength. Of course, here's the thing. The 4 strength under there is the one that we would be considering. Could this guy reach 13, 14, 15, 16? He cannot. So this guy cannot help with this green position. 13, 14, 15, 16. And you see, he's not quite getting to here either. That was the one. But this guy can. He can go 13, 14, 15 into here, or he could go 13, 14, 15, 16 into here. And the reason I'm picking these two, obviously, is because they would technically control these 3 hexes or these 3 hexes, giving 3 points. And if I went 13, 14, 15, 16 with that guy, and the other guy, 13, 14, 15, 16, then we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potential victory points. Yeah, we have to keep a bit of an open mind about that. So, and then the other guy, the 6 strength guy, is attacking. He's going to have to make the attack. So, is that the best way to do it? Because I could actually use... Oh no, I can't. I'd need to use that 4 strength guy to attack, wouldn't I? Because he's not got the weapons. Artillery brings mortar, demolitions, and artillery. He brings mortar and demolitions. So that wouldn't be enough. So either has to be this guy attacking or the 6 strength guy attacking. So that's fine. Okay, so then we push the 2 4 strength units on. So what could this guy do? He's a bit behind. That's unfortunate. 13, 14, 15, 16. Well, I suppose he could try and control these 2. No, but if I get in there, I'm controlling these 3. So what I'd be better doing is just going 13, 14, 15, sitting controlling these 2. We've got to make sure we keep control of the purple as well and the other ones. So it does 13, 14, 15, 16. That would be another option for this guy. So that could be the first hex that he moves into, just in case he wants to go that way or hopefully that way. So going by that, I really want the 2 4-strength units to spread out. Well, I want all 3 of them. I want this guy to maybe hold these 3. So he's just coming up to here. And I want this guy to go here ideally. I want the other guy to go here ideally. Or 13, 14, 15. Nah, see, he can't jump along there either. Which means I can't afford to let him come and take control of that if I want that. So that then means that I need one of these 2-strength guys to stay behind. Okay. Right, let's get on with it, Grant. That's far too much time spent on what are we going to do. Right, so there's no more barraging to consider. So I think if I move that guy to there, yeah. So that way he's got 3 more turns. He can go 1, 2, 3. Alright, ideally. Or 1, 2, 3 if for some reason that goes wrong. Grabbing these 2 or grabbing these 3. That's a plan. And then this guy's going to go up that way. So hang on, he could start heading that way because he could go 1 and then if things went wrong, go 13, 14, 15, 16. So he could get along to the green if for some reason something plops up here or something. Then he could then change his move next turn. So that's only, we've got 1 turn to decide that. So I think he's going to move there. This guy's going to move, right, well he's disrupted anyway, that's fine. Don't need to do a check. And then this guy is going to attack. HQ hasn't moved yet. He's going to attack this for 6 and we're going to get support with this. So we're attacking for 12. We've got the weapons. We've got double the units eliminated. Yeah. Yeah, if that little 4-strength guy just stays in there, he controls all 3 of these. There's risks. Again, if he was to come up right now, that's why it might have been better moving this guy into here. But then if it goes in there, A3 is going to, or A2 would happen, wouldn't it? I don't know. I think we've got to gamble on the fact that, reinforcements in Zone A is going to probably kill us. I can't cover the hexes. I don't think. Well, maybe I could. Maybe I'm trying to go and burst for too many points, Maybe I'm expecting too much. Right, hang on then. Let's drop this guy back and rethink him a little bit. If I went to there and A reinforced, no, it would pick A3 because this guy, oh no, he's going to move. So it would pick A2 because both of these would be within 2, but this would be the lowest number. And if that happened, yeah, because right now, if I go here and A reinforces, it goes there, and we're in a... Are we in a world of hurt? Do we not just, give it to him? If you like. We'd have 8 strength. We've got a fire phase to come after the event places the unit. And bear in mind, we've no tactical reinforcements left, so it's going to be... it's going to have a depth marker as well. So... I think I've got things thought out, and then see what happens. The other thing to possibly consider is they need to be able to trace German communication when you place them. Now, it's not affect. What I'm meaning by that is I could put this guy in here this turn, but I then need to move him next turn. But as long as we control all the hexes round about where he can't trace communication out of there, then he can't place a unit there. I think the best idea is for me to maybe go here and forget about these two. But that's a big call as well. Because let's just say that B reinforces. Well, B1's up here. So then there's no point in me... Actually, that's not true. B's not firing into there. Yeah, that would be okay. Though it's only if A turns up. Yeah, I think I might be trying to think too much. I don't think I should consider these two. It was just to give me another option. But right now, that's right. That guy was there, wasn't he? Yeah. Right now, if I move that into there, I think that's a better thing to do. Because let's just try and protect what we can get here. And if we can get up to here on the last turn, then so be it. But let's not jeopardise this. So just now, if A reinforced, A2 is the one it's going to go to, which means that it fires into here and we don't control this. But that still protects these 2 points, well, these 3 points, if you like, you know? Whereas if I don't, if I went up here and A1 reinforces, then this fires into here, screwing that up, and it messes everything else up. I think that's safer. And we forget about the alternative option of going across here. And we just push up to this area here. I think that's wise, eh? Yeah. Right, so the HQ is going to follow. Where's the safer hex? To be honest, it's probably here, isn't it? Ooh, now, does the HQ count as a unit if we're reinforcing? Because if I move the HQ into there and A reinforces, then A3, if he counts the HQ, that's a good question. I'm pretty sure I've had that question before. Let's see if I can find it. Well, it just depends if the HQ is classed as a US unit. I'm pretty sure both Martin and John know exactly the answer to that question. Unfortunately, myself, I'm not sure. So this is 9.3, and it says a position adjacent to a US unit. And then if there's more than one, the lowest numbered. Well, I need to find that answer out, I suppose. As the headquarters. Well, there you go. I mean, it's the wording for headquarters, 11.2 headquarters. The headquarters for each of 4 infantry regiments are represented by HQ units. I think that's telling you that, yes, it is a unit, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe I'm pretty sure that'll have been asked somewhere, so give me a sec.